Patricia. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy New Year. It is great to see you all. There's plenty of space to spread yourselves out. That's fine. It is a beautiful New Year's morning. I hope that you've all had, what was the phrase that somebody had? A gentle Christmas season. I hope it has been a gentle season for you all, and that you've had a chance to both celebrate and rejoice and have peace in the birth of Jesus this Christmas season. We are at day 7 of the 12 days of Christmas. So Christmas goes on and we can enjoy that for longer as well. I'm very thankful to Susan for joining in worship and helping with the leadership this morning. Appreciate that. Susan is fairly new to our congregation, so many of you may not have had a chance to meet her, but please take the time to do. She's going to share some announcements with us in a moment. One question before we get to our greeting. How many people made it to midnight? How many people made it to midnight? Very impressive. Just want to get a sense of that. How many? Put your hand up again, please. There's like, holy smokes, there's 7. How many people made it to 10:15? All right. How many people made it to like 8? Good. Happy New Year, everybody. For those of you that made it to midnight, feel free. There's cushions in the back. You can get comfy and lie down if you want to. Whatever you need to recover. Today is a wonderful day of celebration. 2023 is here. And so as we enter this year, I offer these words. The grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the communion of the Holy Spirit be with you all. Now let's sing together. Our opening hymn is More Voices, number 115. Behold, behold, I make all things new.
So we're going to start with announcements, and I'm new, so you have to bear with me. All right, so on announcements, as I understand them, not by most important, not at all. After church, there's coffee and treats downstairs. That is kind of important, you know. Bible study, it references in the bulletin that it's every Wednesday at 2. It's going to start January 11th, so it won't happen this week, okay? Just make note of the volunteer list out in the lobby greeting area. Volunteers are really important and essential to keep the work going in the church, so any help you can give would be great. The food bank barrel is out there. I remembered to bring stuff today. Yay, me. So that goes on throughout the year, so let's not forget about the ongoing hunger issues. And just a reminder of the concert, Great Music Lives Here. Benefit concert for Knox United on January 21st. It's a Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Evening of Saskatoon Chamber Singers, the Saskatoon Children's Choir, the 96th Highlanders, Pipes and Drums, and our own Knox United Church Choir. So I hope everybody can come out and enjoy an evening music and help support the church.
Tickets are online and also available in the office.
Thank you. Tickets are online and also available in the office. And yeah, thanks so much. She's my choir cohort. Were there any more announcements? No? Okay, so we're going to start with the call to worship. So please join me in the bolded parts. We gather to give thanks to God of stars and sages. We open our senses to God's presence in the ordinary moments of our days. We receive the gift of a new year filled with hope and promise. We meet in this place to be inspired, renewed, and uplifted. Even as we rejoice in the glow of the Christmas season, may God's grace guide us joyfully to 2023. Thanks be to God. And we can join together in our prayer of approach. Holy God, as we enter this new year, we thank you for your presence with us. In all the years of our lives, we have known joy and also sorrow, success and failure. And through it all, you have been with us, the companion of all our journeys. Much of life is fleeting, and so we thank you for things that endure, the love of faithful friends, wisdom gained from experience, the reliability of nature, and your steadfast love. We thank you for this new year which awaits us. Take us by the hand and lead us on. Amen. Now our hymn, it says it's number 74, but it is number 71 in Voices United. 'Twas in the moon of wintertime.
God, acknowledging that there are times that we fall short. And yet, even in our shortcomings, God offers us the gift of grace and forgiveness. Let us pray together the prayer of confession. God of Christmas glory, we have heard the stories and sung the carols. We have awaited the birth of Jesus and witnessed his arrival in our midst. Lead us now into a deeper meaning of Christmas and encourage us to be a pilgrim people who are inspired by your truth and who are an inspiration to others. Hear us now as we offer our own prayers of personal need in silent prayer. The journey to Christmas may be over, but the promise of the stable is ever present. God is present here with us, reminding us to be present each new day. So let us with confidence travel into a new year with hope and anticipation, ready to face new challenges and receive new inspiration. For God goes with us. We have the peace of Christ to share with each other, but before we do, as part of sharing that peace of Christ, does anyone have people that they would like, or is anyone visiting? Is anyone visiting or new to our congregation, or have someone that they would like to introduce to us as part of our day? Well, I'm doing it then. This is my friend Jennifer. Jennifer has come to visit us from the small city of Toronto, Ontario. She says that it's plus 16 in Toronto, Ontario. And yet she's here. Next week it's supposed to be plus 16. And she's going to be here when it's not plus 16. And we're so excited that Jennifer is here to join us. Anyone else visiting? Yeah.
No, this is a message. A message from Nancy Scott. Just wanted to know that she has a cold, and so she and her companions are not here today. But Nancy was intending to fly to, as many of you know, to Victoria for Christmas. Turns out she never got out of Saskatoon. And the flight that she was supposed to have from Calgary was canceled. So they sent her home. And she went and spent Christmas with her sister in Moose Jaw. And she sends her greetings and her love.
Thanks for that. Appreciate that from Nancy. It was a difficult Christmas season for a lot of people who were looking at travel challenges, both getting out of Saskatoon or getting back to Saskatoon for a lot of folks. So we certainly hold them in our prayers and hope that they found some moments of peace in that stress as well. Can we say hi to Jasper and Everly too? I know that they've been here before. Have you all seen, did you notice that Jasper and Everly are here? Jasper, can you stand up and say hello to everybody?
Hello.
Thanks. Everly, do you want to say hi too, or are you feeling shy? It's okay. We don't want to put you in a bad spot. Emmett, do you want to say hi over there too?
He wants to give them a Happy New Year hat.
Oh, a Happy New Year hat. For who? For the other kids? That'd be great. Jasper, would you like a Happy New Year hat? Jasper, this is my son Emmett. He'd like to come and say hi. Can you say hi to Jasper, Emmett? Oh, nice New Year hats. You know what? In a moment, I'm going to need you guys to come up here, so this is perfect. Happy. Friends, let's take a moment to stand. You know what? Take as many moments as you need. So let's stand, greet the folks who are around us, and offer them the peace of Christ. The peace of Christ be with you all. Sure. Did you get a hat for Everly, Emmett? There. Come on up, you guys. We're going to sit up here for just a moment. Well, hello. And Maggie Ray's here too. Good. Come on up here, you guys. We didn't have this plan, but we're going to sit here anyway. You know what I'm going to do? Is I'm just going to use this for a moment. And then I'll have to grab something else. Because we have a very important thing to do. We need to hear about your Christmas. Everybody here that's all they're thinking about, is how was Christmas for you guys? What was that for me? No? Yes, these are the two kids. This is Everly and Jasper. Can you say hi? What's your name? Do you want to come sit over here? Or are you feeling shy too? Okay, you can be shy too. All right, everybody here, as soon as they came in, all they were talking about was how was Everly and Jasper and Emmett's Christmas? How was it? Yeah? What did you do? You played with your toys? Did you get some toys for Christmas? Really? What did you get? There was a lot of dinosaurs in there. You folks couldn't hear that, but there was a lot of dinosaurs that just happened here. Is that right? Do you love dinosaurs, Jasper? Yeah. Jumanji? Wow! How about you, Everly? Wow, that's a beautiful watch. Nice colors. With butterflies? Okay. And is this isn't a Christmas present, is it? Who is this? That's Chewy? Oh, Chewy is a wonderful puppy, it looks like. A sapphire dragon? Wow! This is great! 3 presents from Santa? Wow! Pajamas? I'd have the purple one. Okay, you give it to Mommy. Do you want to put your hat on? Pajamas with wolves? Wow, that's fantastic. You know what? After the service, when we go downstairs, everybody here is going to want to hear about all of the things that you did for Christmas. Did you know that? Every single person here wants to see you and talk to you and hear about Christmas. So even if you can't go downstairs, you might get mobbed here because then people will come and ask you about Christmas and wish you a Merry Christmas. A what? A poop-a-lot. That's a thing? It poops a lot? Does it actually poop a lot? A dog that poops out so much poop. That is a real toy. That is outstanding. That is a celebration of Christmas. That is what baby Jesus was thinking when baby Jesus came. We need to have more doggy poops a lot. That sounds great. You know what we need to do, guys? I need your help. Because there was another gift that came at Christmas. And do you know what that gift was? That gift was baby Jesus. So what I need your help with is, can you guys come up here? We have lit some candles over the last few weeks. Yep, you too, Emmett. Now what we're going to do is, you see there's all these candles here? These candles represent hope and peace and joy and love. What we're going to do is we're going to light this candle here together, because do you know what this candle represents?
Christmas!
Christmas, baby Jesus! Okay, so don't worry, we're going to try to do this very carefully.
Why is there actually?
Mommy, I might need your help here. Just to have a little bit more supervision to make sure this goes okay. What I'd like you guys to do is, can you take your candle and light it from one of these other candles? That's it. And then what we're going to do is we'll light this candle here for Jesus. Good. There, is that okay? Oh, you guys, that's perfect. Now can you... Oh, it's good. You got it going. Great job. Can you blow that out? Oh, here. Sorry, you don't have your mask. This candle is a reminder that all of the gifts we received at Christmas are wonderful, but the one that's most important is the gift that baby Jesus came to bring us hope and peace and joy and love. Can you remember that? Oh, careful. Let's blow that one out. Good job. All right, now, what we need... We're going to let these candles burn all the way through our worship service, and then we'll blow them out at the end. Can you guys put your candles back over here? Excellent. Yep, you can put yours there too. Thank you for coming up here, you guys. I'm so glad you're here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go back down to our seats, and we are going to do something that I have written in the bulletin, but I don't remember what it is. Can somebody help me out here? We're going to sing a hymn, of course we are. Should we? Let's all sing a hymn. This is great. Which hymn should we sing? Let's sing number 35. How does that sound? What do you think the name of that song is? Good Christian friends, rejoice. This is great. Should we go down and sing number 35, Good Christian friends, rejoice? Sounds like a great plan. You sure can. Let's go sing together. Come on, everybody. It's Christmas. Okay. Loving God, as we come to the stable, we listen for your voice. Your voice comes to us in the voices of children. It comes from our elders, and it comes to us from Scripture. Open our ears and open our hearts now as we listen for your word among us. Amen.
Our first scripture reading is from Ecclesiastes. For everything there is a season. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to seek and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to sow. A time to keep silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. What gain have the workers from their toil? I have seen the business that God has given to everyone to be busy with. He has made everything suitable for its time. Moreover, he has put a sense of past and future into their minds, yet they cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. I know that there is nothing better for them than to be happy and enjoy themselves as long as they live. Moreover, it is God's gift that all should eat and drink and take pleasure in their toil. Blessed to our understanding the ancient wisdom of our faith. Thanks be to God. And the New Testament reading is from Revelation 21, verses 1 to 6a. The new heaven and the new earth. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. And I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "See, the home of God is among mortals. He will dwell with them. They will be his peoples. And God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. Death will be no more. Mourning and crying and pain will be no more, for the first things have passed away." And the one who was seated on the throne said, "See, I am making all things new." Also he said, "Write this, for these words are trustworthy and true." Then he said to me, "It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To the thirsty I will give water as a gift from the spring of the water of life." Blessed to our understanding the ancient wisdom of our faith. Thanks be to God.
Thanks, Susan. Some of you were here for parts or all of them, but we had an amazing Christmas celebration last week. We gathered here in the sanctuary twice on Christmas Eve, and again, some of us gathered on Christmas morning. We had a wonderful time to celebrate our community and to celebrate the birth of Jesus and the anticipation and hope that that brings. We recognized at that time that history may not look kindly on the last few years. It may be that we look back in the future and say, wow, that was a tough stretch for us. We had a lot to learn about how to deal with challenges as a community and as individuals. There have been some ugly examples of people treating people very poorly over the last few years. There's been a bit of an inability or maybe an unwillingness to listen to some of the concerns of those who are most lost and most vulnerable. There's been a growing sense of intimidation and this idea that it's okay to imply threats of violence or even physical confrontation as part of ways of exerting power. We're learning some things about ourselves that we haven't necessarily wanted to learn. But out of that, hopefully we're developing a new sense of what may be possible, what may be most important for us as we see some of the things that we're suffering through. And so on this day, this New Year's Day, 2023, there couldn't be two more perfect scriptures for us to reflect on than the ones that Susan shared with us. From Revelation, we hear the promise of a new heaven and a new earth that offers infinite new possibilities for us. Those words have a different resonance when we're looking for something that may be different than what we've experienced recently. And from Ecclesiastes, we hear the song, "To everything there is a season." I'm assuming that many of you hear that scripture and immediately the tune of the Birds song comes to mind, "Turn, turn, turn." The tradition of singing scripture is not new. The phrase, the poetic form that we caught out of Ecclesiastes this morning was designed as poetry, as song, to be shared with people of faith. The tradition is singing life into the scripture. And so we listen for those songs that might offer us a new perspective on God's word. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to build up, a time to tear down, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. Time for action and time for Sabbath, time for rest. The challenge and the question that we have as people of faith is figuring out if those are the seasons, what season are we in now? What season is it that the world needs from us? Is it a time to be born, or is it a time to die? Is it a time to build up? A time to reap what is sown? A time to plant new crops? What does God need us to be? If everything has a season, how do we know what season it is now? Music can be a beautiful, poetic experience. It can provide an inexplicable depth of meaning. And at other times, there are songs that depth and poetry may not be the words that come to mind, but they're kind of fun. And I'm going to share some lyrics from a song that has absolutely no depth, no sense of poetry, no theological extravagance, but I have waited for 25 years to use this song in a sermon. And so I'm going to do it on New Year's Day 2023. The year was 1991. The band was Kiss. Kiss had just taken off their makeup. Some of you have no idea what I'm talking about right now. But some of you don't want to admit that you do know what I'm talking about right now. 1991, Kiss the band released the song, "God Gave Rock and Roll to You." The lyrics were powerful. The great prophet Paul Stanley sang out, "I know life sometimes can get tough. I know that life sometimes can be a drag. But people, we have been given a gift. We have been given a road. And that road's name is rock and roll."
Jesus.
And Jesus too. That's right, that's where we thought we were going, wasn't it? Music and poetry, in the broadest sense of poetry, have ways of speaking to our spirits. And it's okay to have some fun with our spirit. Nobody's going to claim that God gave rock and roll to you is a profound theological statement. But try to stick with me on this. We have been given a gift, and we have been given a road. There's something in those words that speaks to us as people of faith. Because that's the tension that we have all the time. What season are we in? Are we here to build up? Or are we here to tear down? We've been given a road, or we've been given a gift, but we've also been given a road. That means that we have a gift on one hand, but we have a direction that we have to follow, a responsibility on the other hand. So it's both a gift we receive and a responsibility that we must take on. That's faith. It isn't all about receiving, it's about having responsibility to decide what season we're in. And God guides us through that. God provides us with some opportunities to wrestle with those questions. What does the world need now from us? Even more than it's ever needed before. As people of faith in 2023, we are called by God to reclaim our voice, to reclaim the responsibility that has been given to us and has been required of us. A responsibility to take the times when we haven't felt comfortable sharing our voices, to step forward and say, it's time to let go of our fear. It's time to move past exhaustion if we can. It's time to move away from indifference and find the voice of God, that road that lies before us. It may be suggested that it's time for us as people of faith to reclaim Christ. And by reclaiming Christ, we're talking about the capital C Christ. We're not talking about baby Jesus at this moment. We're talking about the capital C Christ that John speaks of in his gospel as the Logos of God. That's a bunch of fancy Greek words, but what it means is, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That's the essence of Christ. The Spirit of cosmic Christ at the center of the universe, at the center of creation. In Revelation, we hear about the new heaven and new earth. Susan read the words Alpha and Omega, and if you see here on our little United Church crest, down at the bottom, there are symbols Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Christ, the big C Christ, is the essence of God that flows through all of us, flows through the entire universe. That's our understanding of it. It is the spirit of justice and peace and love around which all creation revolves. We can reclaim Christ. We can also reclaim Jesus. Jesus, the rabbi, the teacher, the preacher, the healer, the one who came among us, the one who was that prophetic voice in the wilderness, who called us to an intentionality of life, who called us to be intentional about prioritizing the most vulnerable among us. And in 2023, is there a more important message than to prioritize the most vulnerable among us? To heal the wounded, to reach out to those who are forgotten, those who are ignored, to seek them out. Not just wait for them to appear and then try to figure out what to do with them, but to seek out those who are ignored, those who are forgotten, those who feel unloved. Society is counting on us this year, as followers of Jesus, to be the body of Christ. We embody the love of God. When someone asks us, as people of faith, as members of Knox United Church, what does God's love look like? Hopefully they'll describe the hug that they received from a stranger on Christmas Eve at Knox United Church. We've been given a gift, but we've also been given a road. A road that provides hope and possibility for the future. And our children, these ones and all the ones who aren't here as well, our children need to hear our voices. They need to see the example of what lived out intentional discipleship means. They need to experience what it means to receive for themselves and then to challenge or to channel God's love for others. We've been given a gift. We've been given a road. The seasons are before us, so let us sing 2023 into life. God bless you all, and Happy New Year. Amen. One of the ways that we sing God's Spirit into the world is by considering how we might offer our gifts of our time, our talent, and our financial resources to further the ministry and love of God. So let us join together in the collection of our offering. Oh, you're right, This is why Susan's here. Before we collect our offering, can we take a moment and let's sing together? Voices United 43, Go Tell It on the Mountain.
Oh together in the dedication of our collection. Abundant and renewing God, guide us in the endeavors of the new year ahead, that we might serve you to bring about the redemption of your world and healing for all your children. May these resources enrich the outreach and ministry of this community of faith as we praise you with our lives, so that all may know that we are your disciples. Amen.
Friends, let us pray. Our loving God, as we continue our journey through the excitement and joy of the season of Christmas, hold us in your arms. Lift up our hearts and hear the silent prayers that sometimes we are even we are afraid or unable to share aloud. We know that you are with us, guiding us and walking with us in all the journeys of our lives. On this morning, God, as we enter into the year 2023, we sing the prayers of our hearts, responding to your call. Sometimes it's with joy, sometimes with a bit of trepidation, but always we are comforted knowing that you are singing alongside of us. On this morning, God, we offer prayers for peace in our world. In a world that is often encumbered with violence and hate. We hold the people of the Ukraine in our hearts and in our prayers. We hold people in our own community here in Saskatoon who suffer from violence every day. We hold them and we look for opportunities to care for them and to reach out to them. We believe your promise that you will wipe away every tear from our eyes. And we know that we have a role to do in wiping tears from the eyes of others. This morning, we also offer a special prayer for Everly, Jasper, Emmett, and Maggie Ray. Remind us that they are the priority in your world. They represent the most vulnerable. They represent those who most need our love. Guide us and encourage us to find hope for their sake. They look to us, and so we look to you. Loving God, you are making all things new on this New Year's Day. This we give thanks, this we give praise, as we offer the words of Jesus, the one in whose name we live, the one in whose name we love, the one in whose name we pray the words he taught us, saying, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Let us sing this new year into life. The first Noel is Voices United 91, and we'll do verses 1, 2, 3, and 5. 91 in Voices United.
remember, have you guys done this before? Do you know how to do the blessings with everybody? Okay, this is pretty good stuff. Can you put your arms up like this? So what we're going to do is I want you to imagine all the hope and all the peace and all the joy and love of God are in your hands, and you're sharing it with everybody here. Can you see everybody there? Now we're just going to take another poll. How many of you love these three people as much as anybody in the world right now? Unanimous. Perfect. All of these people are waiting for a special blessing from you. Are you ready? Arms up. May the love of God, the peace of Jesus, and the joy of the Holy Spirit go with you all into 2023 and beyond. Can you say amen? Amen. Let's sing Go Now in Peace, guided by the light.